Hi, I'm John Gorka, and we're here in The Hague with Jos for the John Gorka video website. This is session number 7 in the series, and this April of 2019. And we're gonna do focus on. We're gonna do 4 songs today. 3 of them are kind of old favorites, and one song that's not on any of the records, but it's on a YouTube lyric video. Okay. The first one is a song I wrote when I was about a character I met when I was delivering flowers in the Fountain Hill section of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. One of the neighbors of the owners of the flower shop used to help people park their cars in that part of town, whether those people wanted that help or not. And his name was Francis. And this is called The Sentinel. Francis called me Joe, but that is not my name. I told him what it really was, but he lost it just the same. When they made the Francis plan, they took too much off the top. The Sentinel of Seneca, the 800 block. He would scare the kids, and they would run away, till they found he was one of them, though he was big and gray. Already 55, he dressed as though he cared. Wore his time out on the block beneath his close-cut hair. He always had a word for anyone who'd stop. The Sentinel of Seneca, the 800 block. He'd say you can't park there, and strangers they would go. They would do just what he said, because they didn't know. Francis lived alone, that's the way he died. I wonder if they'll need a guard on the other side. Some people roam the world to make some kind of change. But parking up on Seneca will never be the same. They say he got a job on some other hill, and if you don't miss him, I know the neighbors will. Francis called me Joe, but that is not my name. I told him what it really was, but he lost it just the same. When they made the Francis plan, they took too much off the top. The Sentinel of Seneca, the 800 block. All right, coming up for a second song of the session is another song that's a very often requested song. It's a song about what might happen if one of the flying red horses from the Mobil station should escape. I worry about these things. The flying red horse was the symbol of the Mobil gas station for many years. They used to have very big flying red horse signs out in front. Now they merged with Mobil. The flying red horse is much less obvious. Okay. So on the way up to playing in coffee houses in New England, I'd be driving from Pennsylvania, and on the Interstate 84 in Connecticut, I would always pass this exit for Ruby Road, and the exit was on the right, but on the left-hand side of the highway was a gas station. It was Red Art's Mobil station. So I passed it so many times, and I thought the flying red horse is the symbol of the Mobil station. So that was on the left side, and the Ruby Road was on the right side. And I just like the colors there, the red horse and the Ruby Road, and so that kind of just percolated in my mind for years, probably. And I said I knew there's something there, and then I thought about the horse breaking free, and the song came out of it. And not long after that, the gas station went away. So it's the building's still there, but it's not I think it's pretty much not abandoned now. Anyway, you don't need to know that. It's the Flying Red Horse. Flying red horse from the gasoline wars took off from her station in the sun, turning her back on the pack at the pump. She jumped down from the sign to run. Full serve attendants were spilling their hoses. Self-serve was doing the same. The manager dialed the emergency numbers. Insurance man won't make the claim. The sight of a horse crossing highways is frightening, but not with the breed that can fly. She's risen up to the loud roll of oak trees, too low for the radar man's eye. I am not much of a joiner, she says. That's not where I draw my strength. Some of them go for the depth of field, while most of them go for the length. Me, I will go for the hard combination, 'cause I have some need to belong. But I'm leaving this unkind of sign life behind me. Take what is mine and be gone. If you see something red flash across the horizon, it's not that your eyes aren't right. She's taking her place with the red-tailed hawks and the broad-winged birds in flight. The flying red horse from Ruby This is a song from my youth growing up in New Jersey. My best friend was a fellow named Pete Verley. Pete and I are both Italian. I'm Italian on my mother's side, and he's Italian on his father's side. And he invited his relatives from his father's side one 4th of July pool party they had at his house, and I fell in love with almost all of his female girl cousins. One in particular, but they did not fall in love with me. So I have this song. This goes out to dedicated to my friend Pete Verley, who passed away this past December, age 60. Italian girls. To fall for Italian girls. They filled my dreams, they made my world. If I had moved less awkwardly, they might have had their way with me. The longer names, the darker hair, stare, but I couldn't say a word to them. Their figures so full of vitamins. I wasn't cool, I wasn't bad, I was the only one I'd ever had. They possessed delights, espresso mornings, lasagna nights. Oh, the Italian girls. Oh, the Italian girls. They made my world. Strong, they were proud. Some were sweet and some were loud. They'd fill me up with what they'd cook, then put me down with just one look. I followed them through summertime. Made them laugh, I made them rhymes, but they left me there for other ones who had the dough when day was done. Just one thing kept me free. They were not in love with me. Now they've married and gained some weight, but that weight I appreciate, for it's the work of all those meals, and what you eat is what you feel. For the Italian girl. This is a song I wrote a little over a year ago as we taped this in March of 2018. I was playing out in Seattle, Washington, and I turned on the TV and I started to watch the coverage of the March for Our Lives event in Washington, D.C. and all around the world. And I was moved by the sight of all those hundreds of thousands of people, and so many young people, and the speeches that the students of the Parkland School gave. It was a hopeful thing, and hope seems to be a rare thing to find in the news today. So I wanted to kind of mark the event, and also because it was not just a one-day thing; it was the beginning of something. So I wrote this song. The line that came to me while I was watching was, "Never stop believing there's goodness in the world," and the title comes from thinking about. In quantum mechanics, particles of light, the smallest bits of light, photons, sometimes will act like a particle and sometimes act like a wave. And so the title became Particle and Wave. Never stop believing there is goodness in the world. There is goodness in the world. There is goodness in the world. I see children marching. There is goodness in the world. I listen to them speaking. There is goodness in the world. When we finally do the right thing, goodness in the world, goodness in the world. We need to be reminded there is goodness in the world. Too often we are blinded to the goodness in the world. They are working hard to find it, the goodness in the world. Goodness in the world. You can't beat fear with fear. You can't beat hate with hate. Only love can do that. It's not too late. No, it's not too late. No, it's not too late. Though justice seems to hesitate, it's not too late. I saw a sea of people, both particle and wave. Teach the ones who came before the new way to behave. I saw a sea of people, both particle and wave, wash over the world, their very lives to save. Never stop believing there is goodness in the world. There is goodness in the world. There is goodness in the world. Never stop believing there is goodness in the world. Goodness in the world. Goodness in the world. Goodness in